This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good morning, Mindy Barker. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful morning?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic.
Well, it is a great pleasure to connect with you. What part of the world are you in right now?
I am in Jacksonville, Florida, and it is a beautiful day here. The birds are chirping and the sun is shining.
That's wonderful. I got to Jacksonville one time. It's a really nice small space, right? A bit out of the way if you're journeying from Tennessee to Florida. Just about an hour and a half, but it was fun. It was definitely fun in Jacksonville. You guys get the seaside, yeah?
Yeah, we've got the ocean as well as the river, and there's quite a bit of arts and things to do in this town. We have one of the largest children's choruses in the United States, and we also have a wonderful symphony and great museums here.
I did not know that. All right.
We do.
Well, do tell me, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history?
I am a financial strategist and author, and I recently launched a book, Pitching to Win Strategies for Success, to help entrepreneurs understand the process of pitching to investors and really what type of business they need in order to pitch to investors. And I also help entrepreneurs as well as nonprofit understand financial infrastructure and how to use it successfully so they can make decisions in their business day to day in an efficient manner.
Now, I have to ask, did you read that or did you just say that off the top of your head?
It's all on the top of my head. I'm so passionate about that. Wow. I love helping people. I am a unique CPA. I'm a CPA and an accountant, and most CPA and accountants see things very black and white. And I help you think about creatively how to get the numbers that you need to get done to do your tax return and that you need to report from a compliance standpoint, while at the same time making the right decision for your business and aligning it with the strategy in your business. And I am one of those accountants that would go crazy if I did the same thing month after month and sat there and did journal entries, because my mind is so highly analytical and thinks on a macro basis. Mm-hmm. So you get the technical abilities that I have as an accountant, as well as the strategic, analytical, macro piece of my brain.
Where's the best place for someone that's listening to connect with you?
On my website, mindybarkerassociates.com, and that has my blog post as well as my contact information.
Who did you learn that skill of being so strategic from?
Well, I've had a very interesting and varied career. I started out with a national CPA firm, and then I worked with a publicly traded holding company that acquired insurance companies very early in my career. So I did a lot of M&A work, a lot of financial modeling. I saw what worked, what didn't work. And then I also then joined a smaller company and became a CFO before the age of 30. Wow. And I've been the CFO of a small and large organization. And I also spent 8 years in a private equity firm that did a variety of sizes and industry of businesses. So that varied my experience quite a bit. And I've seen the good, bad, and the ugly. And I can use that experience to really help people propel their business.
Love it. Well, amazing audience. If you haven't looked at that link just yet, if you're interested, I wonder what are you waiting for? She sounds amazing. What does your morning routine look like?
My morning routine is I get up and I typically spend a little bit of quiet time, some meditation, drinking coffee, and then I go to the gym, and I have a great group of friends I've been working out with for probably 20 years. And wow. We do spinning class or we do weights or that sort of thing in the morning. And then I come home, and that's when I really deep dive into thinking through things, doing analysis, writing blog posts. And then usually around 10 o'clock, I start off with meetings with clients, networking lunches, and that sort of thing. And I do love people and networking and just learning about people. So that also helps me hear people's problems, and I can think about ways that I can provide solutions.
Well, that's amazing. Was that one of the answers to what you've done consistently over the last 3 years?
Yes, I think having a schedule in the morning is so important. I'm one of those recovering workaholics, okay? I'm a self-admitted workaholic, and I'm working on recovering from it constantly. And I used to get up first thing in the morning, and I still do this every once in a while, if I am honest with you. Get up and like jump into the problem I was thinking about the day before, or the analysis that I need to get to. And it's just not good for your brain. Your brain needs some time to get into the motion, and you're actually much better at being confident and refreshed for the rest of the day if you do that. And it just works out better.
It does work out better, my friend. And again, you can hear it very clearly through your voice on this conversation. I'm glad that you are recovering. I as well struggle with it. I think this morning I jumped in as well. I did like one of the things that I usually do for my morning routines, but I just jumped in, and I like it as well to be able to just let go and do the jumping as well. But definitely it is important to have that routine. Well, amazing audience, again, you're hearing it live from Mindy Barker. You can connect with her at mindybarkerassociates.com. She's the author of Pitching to Win: Strategies for Success. Mindy, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me now invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Mindy,
awesome.
What is your earliest childhood memory?
So one of the earliest childhood memories I have is my mother sang in the choir for church, and my dad would take care of my brother and I on those evenings. And one time we took this huge piece of poster board, and we were just little kids, and we made her a Valentine, and we had glue and glitter all over the kitchen, and we were having fun and laughing and probably eating lots of junk food. And my mother was a clean freak, and my dad worked a lot, so we hardly ever got to make that big of a mess with my mom around, and we didn't have that much one-on-one time with my dad at that time because he was running a plant in rural Georgia, a little town called Toccoa. So we had a really good time, and we were such little kids, we couldn't really come up with what to write on it. So my dad helped us do a bunch of roses are red, violets are blue type of poems. And we would like work on rhyming it. And then he would teach us how to write it on the little Valentine hearts. And we had those little Valentine doilies and stuff that we glued all over it. And it was a lot of fun. And my mother loved the poster, and she got over glitter being all over her house. And it was just a great experience for us to spend some creative bonding time together.
How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
We have a lot of valued connections within my family. It's me and my brother. He lives in London. I live in Florida. And we probably connect via video conferencing or telephone 3 or 4 times a week. And my parents live here in Florida, in Jacksonville, with me, and I spend a lot of time with them. And I value that, and I value what my parents have provided me in terms of looking at life and embracing all different types of people, all different things, learning to travel, learning the love of travel, wanting to experience new things and take risks. My dad, whenever we were, my brother and I were probably 13 and 15 at the time, he came home and it was an announcement. It wasn't really a whole lot of discussion, and said, we're moving to North Carolina to start an entrepreneurial company. And we had lived in Toccoa, Georgia, like all of our life. This was a huge transition for us. And for him to have the courage to do that, and he moved us to Winston-Salem, North Carolina to start a production for Legs eggs, the silver eggs that contain the sheer energy pantyhose that hardly anybody wears anymore. But it was, it really did shape my brother and I in a manner that enabled us to embrace change and learn how to move into a new community and make new friends and learn about different cultures. And it was good for us. But that initial announcement of the change was not a positive one with two teenagers.
I can imagine. Well, can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind with that memory?
Absolutely.
I love specifically the teaching of the rhymes, and I find it rather a strategic thing then that you do. To rhyme, you have to be able to think about the second line while you're doing the first line. And to see that written on love is what I admire. So again, roses are red, violets are blue. Is it roses are red? Yes, roses are red.
Yes.
Violets are blue.
Sugar is sweet, and so is you.
And well, we say, and I love you, right?
Yeah, that's good.
I love to see. I love the fact that you're learning strategy in the midst of love, and I think what you're doing as a CPA is that it's not just being the black and white, as you said, accountant, right? Where
Right.
you're all into the figures, but you're applying love in the midst of it to ensure that there's compatibility with what the other individual requires or desires. So I just pointed out that, yeah?
Yeah, that's true. And that's a great analogy. And when I do work with business owners and leaders of nonprofit organization, I really do try as hard as I can to channel all of the energy and the processes in the financial and accounting area so that they can successfully deliver the mission in a nonprofit and successfully build a business in entrepreneurial land. So many ideas that are just absolutely fantastic. They fail as businesses because they don't have the right financial information. And they don't understand cash flow. They don't understand how to plan and project. They spend so many hours doing accounting rather than analyzing accounting. And that is just going to choke you eventually.
Love it. All right, my friend. Well, we've arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, you know what? I didn't get to ask you. What was your favorite song when you were 12?
I Think I Love You by the Partridge Family. I love that whole Partridge Family thing.
Well, there's the love theme again, yeah?
Yep.
All right, my friend. Well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form, so it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Mindy?
Yes.
Mindy, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
No.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
Yes, I have two children.
All right. Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Probably about 2 hours a week.
What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
It's probably around 8 a day.
Mindy, if you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Mindy Barker, what would you say that is?
I am a strategist. I am a big picture thinker, highly analytical, and a great friend.
Love it. Love it. Mindy, this was such a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Just thank you very much for your time.
Hey, it's been a great pleasure. I called you friend, yeah? Mindy Barker, thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
This segment has been brought to you by Amazel Enterprise.